Hi everyone, it's Kathleen. I have been busy these last 2 to 3 weeks hand stitching all of these wonderful little goodies. I have put together a hand stitched journal wrap, a Scrappy blank journal, and some embellishments that are listed in my Etsy shop. I hope you're interested enough to purchase one of them. Let's have a look at what I have created. Push these aside and then we will go through each one of them. I have a journal wrap. So this is a blank journal. I'll go through that in a minute. It's going to sit in here loosely, and this is all hand stitched with different firm linens, old vintage fabrics, and some slow stitching, and it just crosses over like this. It's thin right now because there are no embellishments in it. It's a coffee dyed wrap, and it took me days and days to create these beautiful hand stitched patchwork pieces. So you'll just wrap this wrap around, and it'll get thicker, so you'll just be able to just put it over in the back. But when I present it, I have all these different things and stuff sitting on top, and this will become the closure. So if you'd like to use this one as a closure, you can. This is a pin that I have attached some scrappy little bits onto, and you just, and these are very dull pins. They're brand new pins from the sewing store, but maybe they're just not meant to be used like stick pins. But here we are. This is a beautiful scrappy closure with a stick pin, and let's have a look at the journal and the things you get inside. So you get this little paper clip closure, paper clip pin, safety pin. So you unwrap the journal wrap, and it is hand stitched all the way around with pearl cotton, and because you can use it again and again, you can hand stitch more on here if you'd like, or you can leave it as is. So all of this is hand stitched except this, which is I just ran through the sewing machine this morning. So this is how it looks, and this is as close to a folio as I'm going to be making now, and I have 7 of these listed. They're very similar, and they are sewn in the center. There's just 2 holes I pierced, and I have fed sari silk. So this is sari silk. It's not that strong, but it's beautiful. So it's meant for you to use this journal. So this is not knotted up. So we're just going to, if you want to take your signatures apart, you can just keep pulling these, and you can actually, oh, I got a little knot here. You can actually just take this sari silk out, take the journal apart, create, and then put it back. But for right now, we are going to just look through the journal and see what you get. So to tie this back up, I gave you a long piece of sari in case you wanted to use the sari in your journal. So I made one little bow with the long tails. I make a second little bow, and then make a third little bow. And then to undo it, you just pull, like you saw me, you pull one of the long threads. So this folio is created with envelopes. An envelope that's attached to the outside, and inside the first envelope, you have a pocket here and a pocket in the back that you can put different things in. So the first pocket, this is a printable, but it is so cool because it's one of those folding letters slash envelopes that would have been created, people would have been using years and years ago. So I've printed it and folded it up, and we just tuck the ends inside like that to get it back into place. And I love how it just sits in here, and it's printed on old typewriter paper, so it's almost like a vellum. Hand stitched snippet, and I've used these various cloths and fabrics on my journal cover. So you open it up, and these are all vintage laces. That's the inside of the envelope, and I have made a long, narrow pocket with an old book page, and I've collaged it, and I got out my fine line applicators. These are filled with paint. I have one filled with white paint, an airbrush medium, and another one with black paint and an airbrush medium. Airbrush medium so it's thinner, so you can actually just draw or doodle with it. So I've done that to the cover with paint. It's acrylic paint. Add this book page. It's folded down, and we have some hand stitching and some beautiful dyed, honey dyed cheesecloth vintage lace, and I made those fancy little loose French knots of mine. And this is a tag that you get. So I think there's 11 pieces if you count this little envelope folded up thing. I did not count the snippet, but these individual pieces here, there are about 11 of them that we're going to see. So I've created this tag. I'm using up my Tim Holtz People. I have lots of them, and old book pages, printables, and my own little doodles that I've started to do. And those little doodles are totally inspired by Sagita. So let's open this up. This is a large envelope, and it opens up, and it opens up at the top like this. Lots of people make these kind of envelope journals. And this envelope, it's folded over and decorated with printables, hand stitching, and my hand stitched Scrappy tags, Scrappy journaling cards. They all have that hand stitching with pearl cotton. Tuck that in there. And out of the top pocket as well, printables, and it's folded down, and there's stitching on the pocket and on this journaling card. Love the Scrappy journaling cards in there. This is empty, but you can put any one of these that you choose inside here. So this is a long envelope, and you fold the top down, fold the side in, and the back of the folio is very similar. You have an envelope that folds out, decorated with digitals, and I machine stitched the folio, so it's reinforced. And this is a Scrappy journaling card, hand stitched, as is the pocket. And this envelope folds down, and it's folded down and hand stitched, and another hand stitched journaling card with printables. Another large envelope that you can tuck something in there. So we just close up the bottom and the sides, and let's have a look at the journal. So this is what I call a blank journal, because you can, like I said, I'll have to tie this tighter because on camera I couldn't use my knees to hold it. And you can take these sheets out and you can watercolor them, you can decorate them, sew them on your sewing machine. So I have used old papers in here. I have used Braille paper, piano roll paper. These are printables. I've used craft packing tape and my homemade washi tape or suguang tape. Up in here we have a folded down part of a top braille pocket, some vintage piano music. My papers are askew on an angle because that's just the way I like them. This is a coffee dyed piece of paper. Old ledger. I love that they have the numbers on them for the page numbers. This is an old UK road information map, and it's backed with a vintage dictionary page. We have the craft tape, and this is a little pocket. You can tuck something in there as well, or side tuck, I mean. This is handmade paper with some craft packing tape around the side. This sheet is some old paper, and I've lined it with a 200-year-old book page and some very, very thin typewriter paper. Old piano music, and I think I just folded that down and it's just glued, and craft packing tape. So you can do whatever you want to embellish these. Take them out, sew them, and if it's old papers, I've reinforced them with masking tape because they would be very fragile if folded. Old typewriter paper, ledger, old ledger paper. They're caramelized naturally, and craft packing paper. Part of a Bible page. If that's something you don't like, you can just tear it out. And we have coffee dyed paper and very old scrapbook paper that would have been in a scrapbook for you to adhere photographs to. So you see the blue sari in here, and I like how everything's folded on an angle. And that's the back half of these plain pages, so you can do whatever you like on them. They take well to markers, gelatos, oil pastels, charcoal, so whatever you like, or you can do different collages and pockets and add them on here. This is just folded, accordion style and bent. These are all old book pages. Love those seeds in this book page. Back half, this one here isn't a pocket, it's just glued on the side. Ledger, coffee dyed paper, piano roll paper. This is the back of the first page, which is paintable wallpaper, reinforced with craft packing tape, some gift wrap, craft paper, and masking tape. And then you saw the back half of this, and this is a little pocket. You can tuck something in there. So let's fold this up, and I'll show you the different ephemera pieces. So I love how this looks. And I'm going to wrap this around here, and let's start with the tallest ones. So, so one ephemera piece you get is this beautiful tag. This is a beautiful printable. I absolutely love it. I've double layered my old piano paper or sheet music and craft paper, little reinforcer, and tied some of that sari ribbon. Did that fine line applicator acrylic paint on that for decoration. So that's one of the tags you'll be getting. And this really wonderful piece of ephemera that was, I saw it on Rose Hill Cottage, how she made it, and I just thought it was wonderful. It's held together with a paper clip. I'll show you the two tags. So one tag sits in that little fold of a pocket in here, and this tag sits inside here, creating a pocket. But this is one sheet of paper, and this paper is one of Junkworth Steph's Scrappy Neutrals. I absolutely love this page. So it's folded in such a way that it creates a long pocket. Oh, let me show you this tag. I've used coffee dyed paper, straddled it with an old book page, some printables, some more printables, and piano music. And I tuck that in here. Oh, I said a wrong thing. It goes in this long pocket. And this is the little tag that goes out here. It's, again, a piece of coffee dyed paper. Old Swedish hymnal. Printable labels and my two-staged little tag. And on the back there's some craft paper and probably a sample or a chapter 1. There's both of those printables in here for my labels. So let's tuck that in there. I love how it's layered. Put this on here and let's line it up nicely. So this is how it's going to be presented to the purchaser. And let's use this one. This one is a Scrappy journaling card. Love this. Starts with coffee dyed paper. And I have a vintage phone invoice piece that I got from the antique store. And printable with some of those scribbles. And I've layered printables. Very old sheet music that's almost brown, it's so old, and the handmade papers. So it's just a decoration of a journaling card on the back. I'll put that here. And one of my Scrappy paper snippets started off with a craft paper bag, printable wallpaper, piano paper or sheet music, digital, and a digital Tracy Fox tea card and some hand stitching. And what else? Let's put this one on next. This is a Scrappy journaling card or a Scrappy paper snippet, starting off again with the coffee dyed paper, some of that, I'm going to call it UK money conversion because I don't know what else it is. It's shilling and pence and other, I'm assuming that's money. I live in Canada, so for me that's, I don't know what that is. I'm assuming it's money. And printables, piano paper, printables, and printables and craft paper. So we layer all that up to get a Scrappy snippet. And love this tag. It's made with a very old fragile book page. Swedish hymnal, printable, paintable wallpaper, my two-stage little tag, opening, and some of the paint. And I had these for eons, so I'm just going to tuck these in here. This is a tiny little bought tag, some braille, and I used one of Tim Holtz Wild Honey, I think it's called, Distress inks over the top, and some of that old scrapbook paper, and a printable on the back. And I've stitched all the way around this. So when you get it, it'll be like this. And we're going to wrap it around again. And again, it's thin because there's no embellishments on the inside of your journal. So you'll be able to just wrap it once rather than twice. And I'm going to take this Scrappy little pin, and brand new, but I don't know why they're not very, oh, that one's okay. They're not very sharp, but I wanted to dangle some Scrappy bits off the pin. And there we have it. It's a piece of coffee dyed eyelet, cotton eyelet, some of that honey colored cheesecloth, and very old lace. So these are Scrappy blank journals, just like this, that will be available in my Etsy shop. There are 7. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you purchase the journals, and I will talk to you very, very soon. Bye for now.